Well, hello, welcome to the weekly gaming quick save show recorded live at 3 p.m. Pacific time every Friday right here on Twitch today. It's game of the year finally. I took a little bit of extra time and I played a couple of games the last 2 weeks that have made very should have played them earlier basically. I'm gonna go right into the list. This show is completely different than normal. Usually do a little jokey news thing. No, all about games right now. That's the wrong thing. Here you go. Honorable mentions, game of the year, chronologically, in the order that I played them, not in the order of release, although it's mostly in the order of release, because I'm insane. Sales of Zestiria. Fun fact, I import roughly one game a year to play in Japanese, partly just to keep up with the language because I took it in college and stuff. So I usually import a Tales game. There's typically one every year or so. But I really enjoyed Tales of Zestiria. It's not a top 10 game. I like what they changed with the battle system. I like the characters. But now it's been like a year since I played the game, so it's getting kind of old. I also like the mixing of characters. So you could have a human and then a spirit character, and they can combine into like a super form and do different attacks. That was really cool. It's a very the Tales battle system has stayed relatively the same for a long time, particularly since the PS2 era to now. So it was nice to see some pretty significant changes into the gameplay. Also, Hotline Miami 2. I love Hotline Miami 1. Hotline Miami 2 is great, but it changes a lot of things that I think are not for the better. Particularly with the larger map size, it becomes unwieldy to play. A lot of times there's blind corners and all of a sudden you're killed and you don't quite understand why. A lot of the parts that take place in the prison are super obnoxious, and they just weren't fun to play in those ways. But I love the gameplay, and I love the survival horror aspect of it. Great game, not top 10. Basically, I have 10 games here that are 11 through 20. That's how I describe them. The Order, 1886. I actually really like this game. It's a perfect $20 game. It's, I don't know, about 8 hours maybe. But it's a lot of fun. It's gorgeous. I think the different weapons are cool. I thought the story was interesting. I liked the quick time event stuff. I actually like quick time events. It's got a lot of fun moments. It definitely doesn't deserve all the shit it gets for what, being short or for not living up to expectations. I didn't have high expectations at all, so it worked out fine. I still think it's a really good game. I hope they do make a sequel. I thought it had some interesting ideas. It kind of got muddled and convoluted in itself, but there's some really cool moments in it. Particularly, I mean, not necessarily towards the end. You go into this like rail yard area. I really like that section. There's a lot of cool stuff. Oh, there's that weapon that like ignites foam. Like you shoot out a bunch of foam and then it just blow it up. It's dumb shit like that. That's a ton of fun. HD. I bought Final Fantasy Type 0 HD for the 15 demo, like I'm sure a lot of people did. And I ended up, well, I was going to play it, Type 0 anyway, but I ended up really enjoying it. You can play as 13 different characters. They all have different fighting styles. You can level them all up independently, all different stats and equipment and all that. And it's fun to just roam around the world. You got 3 party members with you, and then if one of the party members die, you can switch them out to someone else. So you're constantly playing as all 13 of these characters. You'll find the ones you really like, and you'll kind of keep them in your back pocket for later in a mission of like, oh shit, this is a boss. Okay, I'm gonna intentionally kind of kill this character so I can bring in my heavy hitters. And that was very interesting. And it's also got these weird sortie battles that are overhead, and they have like where you can direct troops, and then you're also walking around the overworld fighting with your normal weapons. It's very strange, but I really enjoyed it. I mean, the story is interesting, but it's throwaway. It's presented very well, but it's kind of like, I don't know, they're kids at a school that are fighting a war. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. It does not matter at all. It was a good time. That's what matters. We're all about having good times. Witcher 3. So I wanted to play through Witcher 1, and I never did. I played about the first 10 hours. So I'm like, okay, I'll just play through Witcher 2. And so this last March, or April, sometime, I played Witcher 2. And I played the entirety of Witcher 2, and I loved it. And then, like a week later, Witcher 3 comes out. So then I start playing Witcher 3, and I'm like, I just have had so much Witcher, I cannot take any more already. So after about 30, 40 hours of Witcher 3, I was like, I like this, but it's too much. The game itself is way too big, has too much going on. It's great. It's fantastic. That's a word now. But I had too much Witcher, and I had to just walk away. Plus, other things started coming out, and I just can't deal with this anymore. It's great. Had I not played Witcher 2 like a moron right before it. Witcher 2 is great. You dummy. So I did stop playing Witcher 3 for a couple of games, one of them being Batman. I played Batman on PC, which it ran fine. It wasn't perfect, but it wasn't like an egregious mess like it was for some people. I 100%. I didn't platinum the game or anything, but I did all the Riddler trophies. I did everything in this game, and I think why I liked it so much, not enough to get into the top 10, but I liked it so much because I don't necessarily care about Batman. Like, I like Batman, I think he's really cool, but I'm not like, yeah, Batman! I don't know who would do something weird like that. Also, I never played City. I did. I played Arkham City for about an hour. About a year ago, you know? So when I got to Batman Arkham Knight, I'd only played Arkham Asylum, and I didn't really have any... I wasn't stale on the formula or the city exploration. It was all new and fresh to me, so I really liked that. I also actually really enjoyed the tanks. The one tank that you drive, the Batmobile. I liked all the races with it. I liked winching things and using that for puzzles. I liked all the puzzles that the Riddler did. I mean, collecting all those trophies is obnoxious and stupid, but I did enjoy doing it, and I did do it, in particular because it was so easy to. It was like, oh, I just beat up some random guy and he tells me where 5 things are and I can go and do it. Sure, I'll do that. It's super easy. I don't know. Oh, I didn't like how the weapons you get, they don't... In the other games, it was kind of like, oh no, I need to go get this weapon that I didn't bring with me for some reason. But in this one, it's like you go back to your base, I need to pick up this weapon. Well, the city's like on fire, dude. Why didn't you just take your whole bat utility belt? He's a weirdo. Lost Dimension. No one's talking about this game because it's a niche PS3 strategy RPG. And it's great. It is great. It tries to do, it's kind of like Danganronpa mixed with Valkyria Chronicles, but more strategy than Valkyria Chronicles. This is a game of, I mean, you're moving around in a 3D space, going to attack, you have different moves, you can do all these interesting mechanics, like you have, besides like MP, I forget what it's called, but it's not MP, besides MP you have this other sanity. And if you lose all your sanity, your character goes berserk. And when your character goes berserk, they will fight anyone, and they become super powerful. So if you fuck up and you make them go berserk by, like, one time I resurrected a dude, and then that made the healer go berserk, and then the healer killed someone else because he was berserk. It's you know, it's a double-edged sword in that respect, and it becomes such a rich strategy game of like, I'm going to send this person over here, trigger the berserk, they're going to wreck shop over here, and then they won't be able to get back to me because they're berserk for like 2 more turns. And they will beat the shit, if it's a melee character, out of anyone if they're next to them. So you have to send them in there, make them purposely lose their sanity. It's super deep and interesting like that. I have a lot of complaints with the story, but I loved the game. maybe looking at this, maybe I should have put it higher. I really did like this game. It's really good. It's really fun, and no one's talking about it, so Lost Dimension. Definitely, if you still have a PS3. Rare Replay. Big fan of Rare. This game made me realize that Rare makes a lot of garbage. Um, but that being said, it still contains a lot of good games, particularly Banjo-Kazooie. I'm fighting off a sneeze for like the last 5 minutes, driving me fucking insane. There's Banjo-Kazooie. Thank God. That sneeze that could have killed me. Shit. Banjo-Kazooie is still fantastic. Battletoads is great. Something in my eye, of course. But really, with games like Battletoads and really just Banjo-Kazooie, that's what this is. This is Banjo-Kazooie's awesome hour. Because everything else is kind of... Oh, Viva Pinata, too. Why do I have to sneeze again? Fucking lose my goddamn mind. Until Dawn. This is one of those games I played during Christmas. Very festive. But I love what they did here. This is the Resident Evil game I did not expect to play. The one I did not expect. The one I didn't know I wanted. In a lot of respects, there's several hours of this game where I had to like put the controller down and be like, this is what Resident Evil should be like, exploring this dark and moody environment and the things that happen, the things that pop out. It's not about shitty controls during combat in like the old Resident Evil games. It's about quick time events and being quick on your feet and escaping something, and that's what I loved about it. I have some complaints with the story. It's butterfly afflect. That's a word too. Isn't as diverse as it initially seems. It's really overblown. A lot of the changes aren't that dramatic, let's say. You're still going to end up at the very end at the same place, doing the same thing to defeat the same thing. But still, really enjoyed the game. It's great. It's just almost in my top 10. That's another one that's right up there with like 11 or 12 or something. And Undertale, another game I beat this week. This Tuesday. This game I played for an hour and I was like, this game is stupid and I don't really care about it. And then I noticed that it gave me a Steam trading card, and I like looking at the Steam trading cards because I'm a loser. And so I look at this card and it says I can sell it for 40 cents, which is, I mean, obviously not like a lot of money, but 40 cents is a lot with those trading cards. Usually you're going to get 13 cents if it's good, or like 8 cents, 6 cents. You're not getting a lot of money. So I'm like, 40 cents, I'll sell this stupid ass card. I don't even care. And with that cheap mindset, I went back into the game and I booted it back up to get another card because I'm a cheapo and I want my 40 cents. And I was like, okay, well, I booted up the game. I might as well play some more. I ended up playing for another hour, and I really enjoyed it. It's really funny. It's really clever. The bullet hell stuff I'm terrible at, but I like its whole idea. I absolutely love the puzzles in this game. And I also sold 3 trading cards for like a $1.50. So that can't hurt. It's really good. I think if I had to look at my list, it's my number 11 game. It's right up there. It was a lot of fun, and it was unique, and I like weird, unique, dumb shit. I also love puzzles, and the puzzles in that game are right up my alley. Hope you can hear the kid playing outside. That's fun. Oh, I should mention how I'll go into that later. Other games I did not play, but I know I would like. The Beginner's Guide, which is by the Stanley Parable guy. Life is Strange, I'm sure I would really like that game. And Dying Light, I'm sure I'd also really like that game. I got to play a demo of it, and I enjoyed it quite a bit. But I didn't play them. Sorry, not sorry. What's over here? If I click on this. Take 1 second, and we're going to start going with the top 10 games of the year.